afternoon. This is recipe number 4. So we've had Christmas dinner and we've got some leftovers. We've got bits of, we've been through the, the fridge. There's a carrot there. There's some odd peas left over from some meal. We've got an onion. Onions are cheap, but probably cost 5p that. We've got 1 egg. We've got some chicken from yesterday's Christmas dinner. So a little goes a long way. So we're doing a stir fry, special fried rice with chicken. Chicken special fried rice. I'm sure they do it at a Chinese takeaway. So first things first, the vegetable that's going to take longest is a carrot. So I'm going to cut that up very fine dice. Think about different colours. So we've got a nice orange colour here. You can eat a carrot raw, so it doesn't matter if they're slightly undercooked, give it a bit of crunch. You could put in this stir fry from your fridge, cupboard, whatever. Pepper, onion, garlic, mushrooms, sweet corn, bits of broccoli. If you had a few prawns lying around your fridge, who has prawns lying around the fridge? You could put them in. You could put a bit of beef in. You could go to the deli counter in your local supermarket and just get a slice of ham, a slice of turkey, and you'd have a delicious meal for 4 or 5 people. A little goes a long way with a stir fry. That's the whole point of it. Okay, it's a meal to use up all the ingredients that are lying around within reason. So the way the Chinese and chefy people would do that, so I'm going to put that there. Now I'm going to cut up another vegetable. Egg fried rice is one of the nicest things that you'll eat, and it practically costs nothing. You've got to use 1 egg, maybe 2, an onion, cold rice, and you spent about £1. And one of the things about Chinese cookery, this was invented, stir frying was invented because there was a real problem with fuel in China because everybody used wood to cook on in days gone by, centuries ago. So the whole point of a stir fry is use a little amount of energy. You use up spare ingredients are just lying around. There's a uniform way of cooking, and a little goes a long way. So we've got not much carrot there. All you need to think about is what's going to cook quicker than other things. So I'm going to put a little bit of oil in. This is, technically speaking, I wouldn't use, if I was at home, we've got this here, I'm using extra virgin olive oil, but the best oil to use would be any ordinary cheap oil. So once that's sizzling, the thing about stir frying is you need heat, as much heat as you can get. So crank it up as far as it will go. While that's heating up, just dice up the onions. The onion, that's just 1 onion there. I always like a bit of spring onion in the stir fries, but they don't take very long to cook because they've got lots of sugar in. You don't want to cook them for too long. It's almost like it is a garnish really, but it's a lot of flavour in the spring onion. I do like a spring onion. And we've got the peas, which I just literally took out of my freezer this morning. Just for a bit of colour and a bit of interest. Okay, it's nice and warm there. So all I'm going to do is in it goes. Move it around a bit. See, there's not, because we're cooking outside, we're losing a lot of heat to the air basically. So it's not quite as hot as it could be. So I'm going to put some pepper in there. It's a stir fry you're eating at home. You're not selling this in a restaurant. So if you wanted to stick in yesterday's sausage, pigs in blanket, you could. Why not? I'm not going to, because I'm going to keep this a little bit more Chinesey. Not the Chinese don't use lots of sausage. They do. You just don't see them takeaways very often. But they do lots of sausage. Every cuisine does. There's a bit of pepper in there. Like I said, I would want that hotter than that really, but we're working with what we've got here. Right, so we're getting there. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to move that over there like that. I'm going to keep on moving it around. Got the cooked rice, it's been well looked after. from last night's meal when I made a curry. I mean, rice cookery, to cook decent rice, is a very cheap ingredient. I'll show you in another menu so some basic rice cookery, because I love rice and our family eats loads of it. It's very cheap and it's just a very economical thing to do, to use. The whole world eats rice. Right, so that's cooking nicely now. What I'm looking to do now is just heat this rice through. I'm getting rid of the lumps. Use your hands, don't mind, they're nice and clean. I'm going to move it around, move this around. Break up the lumps as we go. You may be asking out there, why hasn't he used hot rice? The reason is, it'll go to mush basically. I mean, this might go to mush anyway. But if you use warm rice, the end result will be nowhere near as good. And you're using up yesterday's dinner that you didn't complete. And I cooked extra rice on purpose because you use the energy. It doesn't cost much more to put a little bit more rice in, and yesterday's next meal for tomorrow is already sorted in your head. I'm going to break off some chicken. In fact, I'll slice some chicken. This is still warm from the meal we did earlier, so doesn't really need much cooking through. Skin as well, why not? I'll leave it out in case somebody doesn't want it, but a bit of chicken in there. I would put in a bit more. Right, it's beginning to stick a little bit there. Do a little bit more oil. So what I'm going to do now, you notice it's just one pan cookery. Keep turning that over. Peas. In we go. Keep stirring, keep stirring, keep stirring. Egg in. Don't need to do anything with the egg apart from... This is an old non-stick pan, so it's not quite as non-stick as it used to be. That's why it's at Grow Speke, not my house. It used to be my pan, now it's Grow Speke's pan. Right, so I'm cooking the egg through, keep on turning the rice over. Right, mixing it all together now. You could put sesame oil in now, roasted sesame oil, but who has that in a cupboard? Well, me actually, but I've only started getting it in recently because I've started doing more sort of Asian cuisine. Now you need to put in your soy sauce. How much you put in is entirely up to you. And there you have it. In about 4 or 5 minutes, from leftovers and very cheap ingredients, we have chicken stir-fried rice. I think they do that at local takeaways, don't they? And how much did that cost? I'm guessing that's probably 50p, maybe. And there you go. Menu number 4. Anybody got any chopsticks?